Good morning. I've got the day off of work and it's a nice day out, so I thought I'd do an update video and show you guys how easy it is to take care of these chickens. So I'm going to walk you through the daily and weekly chores, which are pretty much nothing. It goes like this. So heading out the backyard every morning, go over to the chicken house, which is pretty close and easy to access even on bad days. And there's one of our birds now. They're out running around getting some breakfast. So the first thing we do is open up the chicken house. This has a little draw door. It's currently open, and so that's usually closed at night. And the first thing we do is we pull it open, and then we have this little spring clamp. Let's see if I can rustle it here. It just holds it open so the birds can come and go as they like to their draw door. And that is over on that side down there. You can't really see it, it's in the shade. You kind of see it fold open, right? And so after they're out having their breakfast, which we have a bit of food right here, there's some grain in there. We throw them each about a handful of grain every morning, and that's all they get fed from us. So they perch up here on their little roost, and then there she goes right there. She'll usually drop me an egg right about there in that corner. There's 2 of our 3 birds are laying now, so we get the eggs from there in the morning. And then you'll notice there's a bit of bird poop right back there. They keep it pretty tidy for us, nice and easy. So what I do is I throw on these gloves right here, and I literally just grab a few handfuls of that material and throw it over here on the compost pile, and that's all there is for a mess. It doesn't really smell or anything because those leaves are pretty carbonous and they absorb the majority of the odor, so that just goes straight to the compost pile. Keeps it nice and tidy in there. I do that about once a week, and then I have to throw in some fresh leaves either from the bag or from a pile of leaves that are available now because it's fall. So organic matter goes in and out pretty easy. Open up the door, feed them a little bit. They have a watering system up here. It's gravity fed, and there's a little pipe, and then, excuse me, bird, there's a nipple down there that they can drink out of, and that gets filled about once every month, though it could probably go 2 months. They really don't drink much water, so that's quite easy getting them their water. And then as far as the tin goes, we just throw in yard waste every week or two, give them something to scratch through, and this obviously gets processed down into compost. So they're doing my composting for me. I throw in a lot of yard waste. They love to pick through it and dig and scratch it up and manure it. And over the course of a few months, it's pretty much broken down, and then I pull it out and throw it into the compost pile. So composting has been made a lot simpler having these chickens around, because it's a fair bit of work, and we go through a lot of it in our garden. But now they're taking care of the majority of that labor. Speaking of compost, now that it's fall, we just gather up all the leaves and throw them in front of the chicken house. And then whenever we need new material for the chicken bedding, we just toss it in there nice and easy like. And then whenever that's done, we throw it over here on the compost pile. And so we have our organic matter under control. The birds do quite a lot to help with that. And right now what they're doing is kind of what they want to be doing, just running around scratching and looking for bugs and insects and seeds and things to eat. And so we take that natural tendency of these birds and put it to work for us. Over here is where the summer bed was, and I need to get that reseeded to grass because we're moving in the spring. And so after the summer crop was all done, I pulled out all the plants, and then I pinned up the chickens and let them kind of run through this area, and they scratched it up for me and tilled it really good, manured it, got it ready for seeding, and then I just leveled it with a rake and threw a bunch of grass seed down, and the grass seed's coming up real good. So they made that gardening process a whole lot easier by preparing the bed for me. So we're getting quite a bit of labor out of them. They prepare the garden bed, they keep the insects down, they eat all of our kitchen waste and our yard waste, and then we feed them just a little bit of grain, not very much at all. And for all that in return, we get 2 eggs every morning, and should be 3 soon. So yeah, really couldn't be easier. It's an incredible process. They're also a lot of fun. There's the entertainment value. My son Naeem loves to chase them around. So between the entertainment, the egg production, and the yard labor they give us, it really is a no-brainer. We're spending about, I would say, 60 to 80 bucks a year on feed, which is nothing if you consider the egg production. So that's really all there is to it. There's very little feed. They're closing our waste cycles for us. We're throwing away a lot less stuff because it gets processed by them. Either they eat it or they turn it into compost for us. And our garden production is going up every year while the labor is going down. So really, by my calculations, we're winning every different angle. The birds are an unbelievable asset, incredibly easy to keep. If there's one drawback, it's probably this: they will eat your crops. That's my kohlrabi. They're picking the leaves off of it. But that's a fair deal. I figure for all they do for me, I can do without a little bit of my greens. I plant extra, just knowing the fact that the birds are going to eat a little bit of it. So it works out pretty good. They get some, I get a lot more, and they do a lot of work for me, so it's a good deal. Yeah, so if you're thinking about having birds, or if you're on the fence about it, it's a good deal. Go for it. It's incredibly easy. The only thing I haven't shown you is that if I really need to clean up the pen, I have a little bar right here that I remove, so I can take this off or put it on. And when I take it off, I can get a rake in there. I've designed it so I can just get a rake in there and rake out all the material and throw it in the compost pile. So that's more of like a deep cleaning, which I do maybe once a month. That's about as labor intensive as it gets. And then every night, obviously, I just pin them up, shut the door. They go in on their own. They know when it's dusk to get inside. So they go up to their perch, and I shut that door, and then I pull that spring clamp off, and they go to sleep. It's incredibly easy. Yeah, so if you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it. Go get those chickens. They're too much fun.